When it comes to engraving, you might be new like I was a year and a half ago. And when I was getting started, I did not know what type of machine to buy. There's all types of engraving machines. There's CO2s, there's fiber, there's Galvo, there's Diode, there's MOPA. There's all types of engraving machines. It all starts with what type of products you want to offer to your customers. If you're like me, a lot of your engraving revolves around drinkware. That's one of the most popular products that customers demand, and drinkware has a high perceived value when it is engraved and has great margins. A CO2 machine like this one behind me is going to be the most universal machine there is for engraving. This machine can absolutely do drinkware. By using a rotary attachment, we can engrave on drinkware, but in my shop we have a very different machine for doing drinkware, because just because a machine can doesn't mean it's the best. There's different machines that are better for different types of materials. If you're trying to do a bunch of metal marking, look at a Galvo laser. If you're wanting to do color engraving, you need to be looking at a MOPA laser. If you're trying to do a lot of coasters, journals, notebooks, you want to be looking at maybe a diode laser or a fiber laser. Maybe you're wanting to do a lot of glassware. Look at a UV laser. My favorite brand of engraving equipment is xTool. If you look at the other big players in the US, Epilog, Trotec, you won't hear negative things about these machines, but they're expensive. And xTool has made it much cheaper to get into engraving, and they thoroughly explain which machine you should be looking at depending on what type of materials you're going to be decorating. If you're just getting started, odds are you want the most universal machine like this CO2. Not only can it do a lot of flats, they can do much larger flats than a Galvo or a fiber or a UV engraving machine. It can also do the rotary drinkware, just like most of those other types of engraving machines. But the ability to do sheets, products with a lot of height, the bed on a CO2 machine will lower and raise. When you're picking out a CO2 machine, do realize that there's all different types of power wattages that they come in. This is a 100-watt laser. That is a higher amount of power. The stronger the power is, the faster it's going to be able to engrave. Now there's a whole set of variables to get right for good quality engraving. Just know that if the machine is more powerful, it is going to be able to run faster and put out a great finished product. Do know when you're picking out an engraving machine, something like this CO2, the CO2 does need things like, one, it needs to be exhausted, or it needs an air filtration setup so that we're not putting in harmful vapors into the air and making our employees sick. Secondly, most of these machines need something called a chiller. So when the laser is engraving, it is heating up. And the only way to keep that laser cool is to be running water through it. And we need a chiller to be what is circulating the water and making it cooler. It's kind of like having a nuclear power plant. The only way we're going to be able to control the fission is to circulate water and not let anything get too hot. So, how do you choose the right engraving machine for your business? Well, identify what products you want to sell, because that's where it all is going to start. Then think about the output volume. That's going to determine if you get something larger, more powerful, more expensive, or something smaller and more compact. Maybe you want to engrave at events and you need a smaller machine. It's all types of questions to ask yourself. My suggestion, look at one of the three big companies. Epilog and Trotec make great products here in the United States, but xTool. Highly suggest look at xTool's lineup of equipment. One, the pricing is incredible. Two, when it comes to running a machine, if you're new to it, you need a good interface that's user-friendly. xTool's interface is beyond user-friendly, especially when you're just getting started with engraving. If you have any questions on how to select the right engraving machine for your shop, don't hesitate reaching out to us at printphase.com.